Hey everyone, it's Project SBC and I'm back today to do an eGPU video. In this video, we're going to talk about some things we hear about in the eGPU community, and we're also going to compare some results between different graphics cards to see which one might potentially be best for you. So one of the things we hear about in the eGPU community is performance loss using the internal monitors. So we're going to go ahead and test that with internal versus external monitors. And we're also going to use some different graphics cards and get those results and compare them to desktop leaderboard results for those benchmarks. So for this video, I have my Intel OXP Mini with an 1195 G7. I have my AORUS Gaming Box with a 3060 Palit in it with 12 gigabytes of RAM. I have a 3070 Ti by Zotac with 8 gigabytes. And I have a MSI 3080 Ti with 12 gigabytes of RAM. I also have some various external monitors, 1080p and 4K. And I have a second AORUS Gaming Box, which I'm going to bust open to test those big graphics cards in the back. So let's get to it. Let's start with internal versus external display and Heaven benchmark. Using average FPS at 1080p, we see about a 4 to 6% FPS loss for both the 3070 and 3080 Ti on external displays. The 3060 had an unusual result, with the internal FPS being higher. And now all the results, including the min and max FPS, you can see the 3060 has consistent max FPS associated with using an external monitor, but average for internal is still higher. Moving on to superposition, the difference between internal and external increases to 9 to 12%. And all FPS measurements, in summary, expect between 5 to 12% of FPS loss between internal and external display at 1080p. This likely gets worse the higher the resolution. This is just a generalization and expect some games to not fit these results. Now let's take a look at performance gains going up in graphics cards. You'll notice a jump from 3060 to 3070 Ti is a bit bigger than the 3070 to 3080 Ti jump, which on paper could be expected because I did not use a 3060 Ti in testing. For 1080p, you could expect all your games to run at 60 FPS or greater on any 3000 series GPU, settings dependent. However, if you plan on doing higher than 1080p gaming with your eGPU, expect to be in the 3070 or higher territory for 60 FPS, game and settings dependent. I personally struggled to hit 1600p 60 FPS on COD Cold War with my 3060 and DLSS on, so keep that in mind. So how do these results compare to desktop results on the Superposition leaderboard? Keep in mind, those are high-end desktop PCs with 8-core 16-thread plus. I tried to pick somewhat reasonable results that weren't in the top couple hundred to give these results a fighting chance of being comparable. Green line represents eGPU, and orange line represents desktop leaderboard results. Surprisingly, the cards are not too far off from the desktop leaderboard results. At 4K, there really wasn't much drastic differences either. Some people give eGPUs a bad reputation, but in all honesty, it's not as bad as they make it out to seem, and it really fits a niche of PC master race. Keep in mind the results I displayed are just generalizations and won't apply to every game. Some games will be very eGPU friendly and others not so much. But with Intel shipping integrated Thunderbolt on every high-end mobile CPU, and AMD 6000 bringing USB 4 and optional Thunderbolt 3, I expect the eGPU community to continue to grow. I hope this video can help you pick out a GPU for your eGPU and give you some insight into what kind of performance loss you could expect compared to a desktop. I personally enjoy using eGPUs, and I gave up desktops quite a while ago, and I've been happy ever since. I know I'm part of a niche and my opinion is a little bit biased, but I really do love the compact setup that you can have with an eGPU, especially with these gaming handhelds that are coming out. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, maybe even subscribe, and thanks for watching.